I mean, I should say that I'm shocked, but I'm really not shocked. I'm just more like, dang, we got to do better than this.
Where them chicks at? Where them haters? Where them hoes? Where them throws? You know what I'm saying? Cecil.
This is part of an interview with martial arts master Kim Rock, who created the Fight Like a Girl. I guess you'd call it a Fight Like a Girl martial arts program. I'm a fan of the Deceived, the Moo Years podcast. I've watched pretty much everything they put up, and they have an interview with Master Kim Rock, and she's going to talk about in this section that I'm going to quote, fair use, about what it's like for her being a female martial arts master in a male-dominated field.
If you have someone like that.
It's a male-dominated field, obviously. How
Yes.
have you been treated by male masters?
Oh my God. There's a reason I've had 13 surgeries in my lifetime, 28 broken bones, 6 concussions. I have a plate in my neck, my shoulder, plate and 7 screws, and a fake knee. Why do I have all these injuries? Is because when I have stood in front of another male martial artist, they always want to try me because they're like, I can't believe this little woman can do all this. And so I will do my best to prove to them that I can do it, and I'll throw them around and I'll show them that I can do what I can do. And I won't let them know 1 second that they've hurt me badly until after the seminar is over, and then I go to the hospital.
Right.
And that's the truth, I swear. Yes, it's a very male-dominated field, but I will say the people of Australia were the kindest people I've ever met in my entire life. I went to the Fight Like a Girl seminar. They had myself and Mike Chet.
Okay, so she's got people trying her. Now, this is a thing where I'm like on the other side of I guess you could say I'm on the other side of the oppression fence as a male, because I have not seen something like this happen very much. But I have to remember, just like I tell people when I'm on the oppressed side of the fence, just because you haven't seen it happen, and it may not have happened to you to the degree that it's happened to somebody else, that does not mean it's not happening. Okay? So I don't want anybody looking at this and thinking that I think that all my teachers do this, because nobody I've trained with, for the most part, I have not seen anybody that I've trained with do stuff like that to a female. I can say that for sure. But that doesn't mean it's not happening. I mean, there have been people that have tried me a few times. Usually with me, the triers is not that often. It's very rare that somebody would really want to try me. But I can believe that there might be people that do that to her just because of the few times when somebody has tried me. You know, they try to go a little harder than they should, or, you know, you're supposed to be cooperating on the technique, and they act real passive aggressive, or like don't want to tap when they're supposed to tap, or, you know, they don't cooperate so you can learn the technique. Especially with judo, people in the beginning, they cooperate with you just so you can get used to the move. And then once people get used to the move, then you offer resistance. Then you got to try to, you know, make it work, and so you can get your timing down. And I guess, see, with me, this would be an example of someplace where I would have some privilege because I'm a big, strong guy. So if somebody's trying to hit me a little hard, or trying to go a little bit faster or something like that than they should, I may be able to physically absorb the damage more than she can, just because of my size and my strength. And back when I was coming up, my youth too. But, you know, there was one guy who got carried away and kicked me in the eye. I'm not going to say who it is, but he knows who he is. It could have been an accident. I don't think so. The doctor who looked at me said that was no accident. And obviously I can still see. You don't see any eye damage because I slipped it. Yes, you're probably not going to believe that I slipped the kick to the eye, and the guy was airborne with a roundhouse kick. It was a very beautiful kick too, by the way. A very beautiful kick. And I managed to relax, also be relaxed, turn my head so I didn't go blind and slip out of it. Okay? You may think only Spider-Man can do something like that, but some of us can do it if we practice. So rather than just complain, I'm going to offer solutions. And I am going to put this particularly out to women. Okay? Although I would do this for anyone that asked. But I am going to put this out there particularly for women. If you're worried about being banged up, you should come to one of my classes. Because if you're worried about being banged up in the martial arts, there's a couple of things that can help you get from being banged up as much. You have to learn how to yield, go with the flow, and be flexible, and know really good falling techniques. There's also something else that just came to me too. Really good blocking techniques would help. Okay? So let's go over the easiest one to explain first. In judo, they call it, I should say we call it, ukemi, the roll. Taekwondo has torojigi. No, that's throwing techniques. But Taekwondo has falling techniques in it as well, and I can't remember the Korean name. So what I would suggest you do is practice forward rolls a lot. Practice rolling backwards a lot. I looked at an Aikido videos. They have a thing where some people can sit down on the mat and roll sideways. If your neck and back can take it, sit on the mat and roll to your left side over and over to your right side, like you're doing a cartwheel, but with no hands. You have to bend your head over and go over your shoulders to the left or the right. Feel comfortable rolling on the ground, like balled up like a ball. Feel comfortable standing from your feet and rolling to the front and rolling to the back, rolling backwards with ease. There's also an exercise you could do. I might put it in here at the end of the video just for, you know what? It's my video, and I can edit how I want to, and y'all gonna think I'm crazy, and I hope I don't hurt my back, because I'm too old to be doing it, because it's already in there with adrenaline. And I learned it from Greg. Shout out to Sensei Greg Scoble of Burning Judo. I can't do it as well as I used to. I'm not warmed up. It's kind of like a suicide flip on the ground type thing. Okay? Where you come over and you flip and you land like that. I cheated a little bit. I touched the ground instead of spinning in the air. I admit it, because I was scared. I was scared I was going to hurt myself. Because I'm not as young as I used to be. You have to get yourself up to this, okay? But you do that. Really hard. And I landed on a camera, didn't I? Try this one more again. Okay? You might have saw that. I still fell on the camera. Goodness. I still slid out of range. Oh, good grief. Yay. I still fell out of range. Either right here. That was... I can't believe this. I'm sliding out of range. Yeah, I'm still sliding out of range. Anyway. Maybe I can go back and slow it down. But you do that. That's the hardest thing you can do. Work your way up to that. After you know how to forward roll really, really well. Forgive the noise. Now where's the mouse? Here it is. Okay. So learn how to roll. Second, learn how to roll and take hard falls. Now, let me catch my breath. You wouldn't do that day one. No, you wouldn't do that day one. The next thing you need to learn how to do is yield. Yield and give. See what I'm doing? This looks goofy, but I'm telling you, do this. If it hurts your back too much, I would say stay out of the martial arts. I'm serious. Or only train with me. Because I can guarantee that I'll work with your back problems. See how I'm doing this? This doesn't look like much. Be able to stretch. Take some yoga. Do some good back bends. Good forward bends. Be able to go to the side. So if somebody punches you, you can go with it. If they hit you in the body, you can fold in that much like that and go into the side here like this. Make your torso really loose. I would say take a year stretching if you have to keep yourself loose. Because a lot of times when we hit, we see I'm pushing on my head, we tense up. Raymond, come here for a second. I want you to go slow. Do a roundhouse kick at my chin. Go as slow as you can so I can slip it. Okay? Get your balance. You got to touch. See, this is the type of stuff we need to work on. Do it again. So if he's coming at my chin, hold it with the control. Touch it. You got to hold it up there. Touch it to the chin. See, this is hard. Do it again. Okay? Touch it to the chin. You got to take it through so I can slip. So touch it to the chin and go through. Okay? Go ahead. So I go with it. That's what I mean. And it's weird. It's hard to explain because you don't want to go too early. You obviously don't want to go too late. But you got to go at just the right speed away from whatever's trying to hit you. And you can do that if you stretch a lot. You can get real loose. Make sure you can bend your head in each direction so that when you hit, you don't tense, you yield. You go like a blade of grass. Boxing's bobbing and weaving would be good for that too, because that helped. What I used to do, I used to set up a line, like a clothesline, and I would limbo. I would limbo mine. I would limbo under the line. Limboing helps with that. I'm serious. This stuff sounds goofy, but I'm telling you it works. Learn how to yield and give in. If somebody kicks your knee, instead of trying to stiffen up, if you feel like you need to go with the force, go with the force. That's how my brother survived being hit by a forklift at his job. He took judo when we were little, and he, instead of tensing up, he rolled up over the crane thing, rolled up over it, relaxed, real zen, and he said, and he came down, and everybody's looking at him like he's Mace Windu. I told him, I was like, you got them Jedi stuff from training with Mr. Takamori back in the day. You need to call that man and thank him. Okay? The other thing, and this is, so I've given like two soft approaches. Well, the yielding is soft. The stretching would be semi-hard. Now, a hard technique to work on that will help you keep from getting banged up so much is your blocking. Blocking. Learn how to block up, down, middle block out, in and out again. And also this one. This middle block, circles with your hands. There's a pattern you can do it where you do it with both, like this, and then you do it staggered. Start with one side first. And if there is a demand, I'll make a video about that pattern that I got from Sifu Clarence Burris in one of his intro classes. But that, learn all the blocks that you can. Learn how to roll, yield. If you can take some boxing lessons, get some bobbing weaving in there. Be relaxed enough so that if something hits you, you can just go with it. I will go over all that with you. If that's a concern, I will go over all that with you. Not a problem. But from what I've said here, figure that out for yourself. That can help. Okay? That can help with injuries. Now, I don't know if this next tip is going to be something a lot of people want to do. But the physically stronger your body is, the more damage it can take. So you don't have to make yourself like an Olympian strong, but just try to be as strong as you can be. Try to lift weight, as much weight as you can. Try to run as fast as you can. I can't run that fast, trust me. But that's what I try to do. That also will help cut down with injuries and help reduce injuries. And like I said, I am someone, I can vouch for me, and I'm not saying nobody else does or doesn't do this, okay? Because all these things I've just shared are things that other people do. That the flip thing on the floor I was doing, I learned that from a teacher, okay? So this is not like Cecil's the only one that does it. No. But I know, I can tell you what I do. I know what I do because I control that. Okay? So that type of stuff can help reduce injuries for anybody, whether it's a woman or not. And if you have questions about it, you can show this video to people who know more about falling and things like that, and they can tell you. So I know when I first did judo, we spent a lot of time rolling. And that's what rolling is for, and break fall. Oh, I forgot the break falls. Your basic break falls, the back to the front to the sides. Start off sitting, get up to kneeling. So we got break falls, we got rolls in each direction, we got blocking, we've got bobbing, weaving, yielding like a blade of grass, and we've got being as flexible and strong as possible. So those are 5 things you can do to help yourself out. And the 6th thing is, if you can, just try not to work out with anybody that's crazy. Don't work out with people that's crazy. You know what? If you got a bad feeling, and you think that whoever you're working out with is some kind of ist, like a racist or a sexist or a stylist, we're all stylists, but you know what I mean, like an elitist with their style, and you don't feel comfortable, don't work out with them. Don't work out with them. Screw political correctness. Don't work out with them. You work out with people that you know ain't gonna hurt you. So that's all I've got to say about that. And I hope she feels better. And what I'm saying is this a 100% absolute guarantee. And no. Am I blaming her for anything? No. Okay? No. But these are things I've done that have helped me out. And I think that they will help you too. And I also try to instill these things in my students, whether they realize it or not. So thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video with people who like to talk about the martial arts. And go check out that whole Deceive podcast and that whole series there, which I'm going to link to below. Okay? And peace.